comedy thriller from the 30s in the case of mistaken identity for George Harker as the Lad.
Come in.
Take your hat off. March! Halt!
Well, I couldn't go much further, could I?
Silence!
Well,
Number 4220, sir.
That's right, sir.
what's the charge?
Silent insubordination.
What's that?
Using his lips to frame foul language, sir.
Oh, I never said a word.
But you meant a lot.
I object, sir. Now, how could he tell what I meant? Unless he's a mind reader.
That'll do.
Sorry, sir.
Brooks.
Sir.
Leave us alone, please. I have your prison record here before me. You've earned full remission marks, and you've only a week to go. Why spoil it all now?
Now, that's just what I say, sir. But you see, my point...
But don't say too much. At the moment, I'm disposed to take a lenient view of this misunderstanding, as I prefer to call it.
Now, you're quite right, sir. It was a misunderstanding. And there, if I may say so, speaks the man. Because... Well, you see, sir, the chief's no lip reader. And when he saw me formulating words with my mouth, well, how was he to know?
Know what?
That I was only praying for patience.
All right. I'll wipe the charge out. But see that your behavior is exemplary until you discharge.
Thank you, sir. I will.
I've settled this matter. Take him out.
March!
Out tomorrow, aren't you?
Yes.
Got to talk to you.
You won't be so lucky next time. Now get on with your work.
When you get out tomorrow, find Sam. I got another 6 months to do. I'm afraid of the stuff getting found.
What is it?
Green ice.
Emeralds. Where?
Lord Fandon's place. I'll tell you. We waited till everyone had gone to bed. Sam gets the French windows open, and in I goes.
sorry to startle you, ma'am, but I was just wondering about this window. Is everything all right?
I think so. I certainly heard a noise, but perhaps it was you outside.
Oh?
The footman must have overlooked this window when he locked up. He's very forgetful.
Everything seems to be all right. Good night, ma'am.
Good night, Constable. Oh, and Constable,
Yes?
I'm just going to have a cup of tea to make me sleep. Perhaps you'd like one.
Well, I don't know about tea. I mustn't sleep on this job.
Go round to the back.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's all right now.
What about the copper?
Oh, he'll be out of the way for a bit anyway.
Bit slow, aren't you?
Only by comparison. He's very quick.
Well, get on with it.
Okay. Well, it were a false alarm. So he swings back the picture again and gets on with the job. The beauties. I told you it'd be a good night's work. So they got you? Yes. But during the struggle, I managed to drag him over near to a flower pot and shoved the emeralds deep down in a mold.
Oh. Didn't they find them?
No.
And Sam got away?
Yes. So you've got to find Sam and finish the job.
What sort of a...
Stop talking, you. Take it away.
So you're out again, my lad.
Yes, sir. Full remission.
Ah, well, it's no good giving you a lecture. See you soon.
Oh, no, you won't, sir. I'm going straight now.
I'm glad to hear that again. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Well, goodbye, Mr. Brooks. We've had our little misunderstandings, but you know.
Yes, I know.
The second thing my husband likes when he comes out is a dish of spread.
Hello, CID. Now they're coming out to go in again. So long, my men. Don't forget the cat. Remember, a grilled mouse every other morning.
Yeah, sure.
I shall miss you, Warder, you know. No one to tuck me up at night. You can let my room. I shall not be coming back. I know your face. Now, don't tell me, don't tell me.
You know me all right, Tommy. Inspector Martin, I took you once for larceny.
Of course, of course. What a forgetful thing is memory.
Same old lad.
No, I'm so straight now I can't bend.
Not even your elbow?
Leave me to it. Thanks.
Now, look here. I can do you a bad turn and I can do you a good one. You know O'Shea.
Not socially.
Oh, yes, you do. You were with him in there.
Oh, yes, there was a fellow called O'Shea.
He did the Fandon Hall robbery.
You don't say.
Now, how much did he tell you?
What about another one?
All right.
Oi. Same again.
What is it, 2 beers? Come on. What did O'Shea tell you about that necklace?
Nothing.
You're a liar.
Not consistently.
It'll pay you to tell me what you know.
Now, listen. It'd be perfectly easy for me to tell you a story, and a good one at that. But it wouldn't be true, because I don't know a thing.
All right. But remember, I'm on the case.
Oh, could you oblige me with a temporary loan of a shilling?
Oh, come off it. You're not selling antique furniture now, you know, or reciting in the marketplace.
Well, lend us a bob. You can keep the change.
Thank you.
Well, we've got in all right.
Yes.
Now what we've got to do is find what we've come for and get out.
Yes.
You rang, my lord?
Who the dickens are you?
Tanner's my name, my lord.
Oh, yes, the new butler. The housekeeper told me about you. I lost a telegram. Have you seen it anywhere?
No, my lord.
Well, do something about it. Look for it. Tell Mrs. Lorraine to tell all the maids in the house.
Very good, my lord.
Hello there. What do you want?
I was just calling to make a few further inquiries of the housekeeper, my lord.
Have you found the necklace?
No, my lord. It seems gone all right.
You're a great help, aren't you? All these weeks and you found nothing.
Of course, it may turn up.
Wouldn't have minded so much if only it had been insured.
Yes, that was a bit of bad luck, that was. Still, we have to go on with the inquiries.
Well, you know where to find Mrs. Lorraine. Let me go through this way.
Thank you, my lord.
Excuse me, Mrs. Lorraine.
Yes?
His lordship's lost a telegram. He wants you to get the whole staff to look for it.
Oh, very well. I'll come and see to it at once. Oh, good morning, Constable.
No, isn't he?
Yes. The old butler and footman left because they were so tired of being questioned.
We have to question them.
Oh, I know. It's very foolish of them. Still, it may be all for the best. Tanner has excellent references.
Good.
Any news?
No. And if you ask me, there won't be none. No experienced burglar's going to throw away £30,000 worth of emeralds. Tain't reasonable.
No.
And Larry O'Shea's a pretty good burglar.
But where did the idea come from that they might still be in the house?
Well, you know I caught him.
I know. It was very brave of you.
Us policemen has to be brave. Well, I says to him, I says, where's the stuff? After I'd searched him, of course. And he says to me, he says, find it. Well, not exactly in them
Find
words,
it.
but...
Goodness, I'd forgotten his lordship's telegram.
Good morning, Harry.
Good morning, my dear. Seen a telegram anywhere?
I've only just come down. Last one?
Well, would I be looking for it if I hadn't?
Darling, not that tone with me.
Sorry. Perhaps I left it in the study.
Father? Father? What's the matter with him? He's just a little worried. Darling, I'm so sorry. Many happy returns of the day. Thank you. I feel so old leaving my teens. Oh, you look terribly sweet and young. Only 20. Expecting anybody? No, not exactly. I hope Jim is discreet enough to wait till your father's gone before coming in. I'm so tired of Father's attitude towards Jimmy. Yes, and it won't be improved this morning. He's lost a telegram. I saw he was bad-tempered. Oh, filthy. You'd think he thought Jimmy was a leper. Oh, but you see, he's worse than a leper. He's the son of a bookmaker. What rubbish that all is. Jimmy was at Oxford and his father's dead. Yes, but the bookmaking business is very much alive. Jimmy hates it. Nevertheless, it's there. And you know how much your father loathes anything to do with racing. Then why on earth did he marry my stepmother? Her father was a racing man. Yes, my dear, but an owner. They know nothing about racing.
Hello.
Hello. Do I go? No, of course not. Don't be silly.
Many happy returns of the day. Good morning, Mrs. Grant.
Hello.
For you, darling.
For me? Oh, how lovely.
Yes, I went through your garden and picked the best. Oh, good morning, Lord Fandon. I've just been gathering a few flowers for Miss Jones.
We have plenty of flowers of our own.
Right.
Father, it's my birthday.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Elford. One of these days I may send you an invitation to call.
I see, sir.
Until I do, I'd be much obliged if you...
If I didn't come to the house.
Exactly.
Good morning, Lord Fandon.
Jimmy!
Joan,
See you soon.
I want to talk to you.
Father, I think you behaved abominably to Jimmy.
Let me be the judge of that.
Sometimes you talk like an almighty, and it makes me ill.
Temper.
You're very unreasonable, Harry.
I won't have any darned bookmaker running after my daughter.
How ridiculous. Jimmy isn't a bookmaker.
Elford Brothers, turf commission agents. The sky's the limit. Send for our book of rules.
Of course, you're in your sweetest mood this morning.
Did I put that telegram?
Don't worry, it'll turn up.
But I want it now.
What's the matter, Harry?
I was speaking about your stepdaughter. It's been very rude to me this morning.
Oh, poor darling. I expect you provoked her. Well, what was it this time?
Jimmy, of course.
Oh, but Jimmy's a very nice boy. He went to
Oxford, I know all about that. I won't have Joan mixing herself up with this wretched bookmaker. That's final. Now, there's something I wanted to say to you before I went to the office.
Don't tell me you're going to the office, Harry.
Oh, but of course, I've got something important I must clear up myself.
Oh, yes, of course.
Now, oh, yes, there's a fellow coming down for a couple of nights. One of our foreign managers.
Oh, must we?
Yes, we must.
What's his name?
Mr... Oh, God bless my soul, I'll be forgetting my own name next. Anyway, make him comfortable.
Very well.
Yes?
The car is at the door, my lord.
Who the deuce are you?
Sam, my lord.
Sam? Sam?
Yes, darling, I told you.
Oh, yes, of course you did.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, my dear. And don't let that turf accountant into the house.
If he comes, I'll have him locked up.
Now, don't be sarcastic. I don't want him. Anything to do with betting makes me foam at the mouth.
But there are so many things that make you foam at the mouth, Harry.
Goodbye.
What happened to upset him?
He found Jimmy here with Joan.
Oh, poor dears. Pauline, couldn't you talk to my husband?
I talked to him.
Oh, why not? You've known him longer than I. I often wonder you didn't marry him yourself, dear.
Angel, do you mean wonder or regret? I was rather married myself at the time.
Oh, of course, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's quite all right, dear. It was before I was happily divorced.
Yes. Couldn't you say something? Your influence...
Not a hope.
Oh.
I wonder if Harry will raise the same sort of fuss about Arthur Madley that he has done about Jimmy.
Oh, but you're joking, aren't you? Arthur's not keen on Joan.
Isn't he? She's got money, you know. Arthur needs money to run racing stables.
But Harry doesn't know about...
About Arthur's race horses? Harry is cleverer than you think.
Oh, you're worrying me terribly.
I suppose, they are Arthur's horses. Oh, any sign of the lost telegram?
No, not yet, madam, but I'm still looking for it. Shut the door. Come in.
What's happened?
I found his Nibs' telegram. Listen. We are sending you our most experienced and best man. If your suspicions are justified, you can depend on him to find out. Nippers.
Nippers? That's the detective agency.
Yes. Do you think his lordship went up to the registry office to make inquiries?
Why should he? Our references was all right.
Oh, I know mine was. I paid a £5 for it from that swell in Book Street.
Well, so did I for mine.
Yes, but he must suspect something.
We've got to get busy, and quickly.
Well, you can't expect us to go about the house in broad daylight, turning mould out of flower pots, looking for emeralds.
No, maybe we'd better wait till dark. Don't like the look of this.
Would you wait in here, sir?
What is it? What have you got there?
His lordship lost a telegram, sir. I found it and...
And you were reading it?
No, sir, I was just verifying it to see if...
Oh, Arthur, you're back. What is it, Tanner?
His lordship's telegram, milady.
Oh, thank you. That's all right, you can go.
By the way, old man, I'm running Poker Prince today. He's got a pretty good chance. He ought to have a plunge.
A plunge? Oh, good heavens, I still owe Burtby and Company £1,800.
Still, the Prince is a pretty good thing. I think you ought to have a flutter.
No. Oh, and I dread to think what would happen if Harry knew that
But why on earth should he know?
Pauline's right. Harry's cleverer than we think.
Do you think he'd spy on us?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, anybody but a fool must know that I can't afford to run racehorses.
No, and Harry isn't a fool. He might... Arthur. Pauline was right. Harry suspects that I've been betting. Read that. He suspects you, too. He's putting a private detective onto us.
Nippers! I never dreamt he was capable of such a thing.
Supposing he goes round to that wretched bookmaker and finds out what I owe.
My dear Elmer, don't panic. No need to worry. Just lie low for a bit.
If this man comes in He is coming. Harry asked me this morning to get a room ready for him. And pretended he was a foreign manager.
Then all you've got to do is to pretend that he is a foreign manager.
Yes. Yes, I must go and see Mrs. Lorraine about the room. Oh, Mrs. Lorraine.
Yes, milady.
I was looking for you. I'm expecting a gentleman to stay for a day or two. Put him,
Nowhere near me.
Put him next to Mrs. Grant.
Very good, milady. I'll think to it at once.
Thank you.
You want to tell Pauline about this?
No. No, she's too friendly with Harry. I don't trust her.
Oh, come on, Elmer. Let's get out into the garden. We may get an idea.
Oh, I don't feel I shall ever get an idea again.
Oh.
For heaven's sake, why did I ever touch those beastly horses?
Oh, come along.
Oh, Tanner.
Yes, madam?
There's something happening in this house. What is it?
Well, madam.
Why is everybody being so tiresome?
To tell you the truth, madam, I'm feeling a bit funny myself. I don't like being spied on by detectives.
Detectives?
From what I've heard, there's a man coming here today to watch certain people.
What? Does Lady Fandon know?
Yes, madam. Her ladyship knows all right.
How dare she? Oh, Tanner,
Yes, madam?
is this man staying in the house?
Yes, madam. Her ladyship has given instructions that he's to occupy the room next to yours.
Oh, very well, Tanner. Tanner, you must tell no one you've told me this.
I shall tell no one, madam.
I want to speak to Lord Fandom. Well, that's his office, isn't it? Well, will you... Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Is that you, Harry? Listen, I've discovered an awful thing. Elmer has engaged a private detective to watch us. He's coming here today. What? No, nothing. You're always too clever to write to me. And there's absolutely nothing in my room that could connect me with Can. I don't know. But Elmer's trying to make out that it's the branch manager you were expecting from China. What? Honestly, it's too dangerous to say more on the phone. Please come back quickly.
Front door. You go, Sam.
Am I expected?
You, sir, are the...
Quite.
Will you come in, sir? If you wait here, I'll tell her ladyship.
Thank you, my man.
Oh, good morning. Are you waiting for somebody?
Oh, how do you do, milady?
Oh, I'm not Lady Fandom. I'm Mrs. Grant.
Not Lady Fendon. Oh, of course, how silly of me. How are you, Mrs. Grant?
Oh, very well, thanks.
I'm so glad.
Has someone gone to tell Lady Fandom?
Yes, an underling. Rather a fine old piece. Jacoberian.
What?
Doubtful.
Oh, you're interested in art.
All forms.
There's a very fine Adams room in this house.
What a wife that man had.
And that statue came from Athens.
Really? I can see she's been through the customs.
She was dug up.
Well, they might have dug her up a two-piece while they were about it.
You dig up things, don't you?
Well, I hardly know if that would describe my activities.
Won't you sit down?
Oh, you're very kind.
We understand each other, don't we? They've put you in the room next to mine.
Indeed.
That ought to make things easy for you. I know you have to do your duty. And of course I realize it isn't all going to be exactly a picnic for you.
Well, I hardly know if I should put it like that, you know.
But
I mean,
by the way, what's your name?
Grant.
Grant, same as mine.
Plant, I mean, no, of course. How stupid I mean, Plant.
Well, Mr. Plant, mum's the word.
Mum's the word.
I'll go and find Elmer for you.
Elmer?
Lady Fandom. I'm so glad we understand one another.
You're the gentleman I was expecting?
Yes. Lady Fendon, I presume?
Yes.
I'm Mr. Plant. Delighted to have met you.
You're not going, are you?
Oh, dear no. Oh, dear me, no. Not yet.
Oh.
No, no.
Mr. Plant, I want to talk to you.
At your service at all times. Excepting tonight, which isn't going to be a picnic.
What?
Oh, just a slip of the tongue or two.
You are the man we're expecting, aren't you?
Well, you see, my investigations into...
Yes. Shall we put it that you're an investigator?
Yes. Let us put it that way.
Come along. Do as you're told.
Yes, but look here, you know, I don't think I...
Oh.
Oh, Joan, this is Mr. Plant, a great friend of your father's.
How do you do, Mr. Plant?
How do you do?
And Mr. Jimmy Elford.
How are you, Mr. Plant?
Sprouting, my boy, sprouting.
Jimmy, you shouldn't have come back, you know. You get me into awful trouble.
I'm terribly sorry, but I had to come.
I fetched him back.
You would. Excuse me a minute.
Well, who wouldn't come back to such a delightful place? And such, an attraction?
Thank you.
Arthur, that's the man.
What, Harry's detective?
Yes. I've made up my mind.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to buy him over.
Don't be a fool. You're bound to give yourself away.
Oh, that's inevitable sooner or later.
But don't you understand that to offer him money is the same as confessing?
I can't help it. I'm desperate. I'll go and get it now.
But look here.
Ah, how these trinkets take me back to my traveling days. You have some nice objets d'art.
I suppose you know a lot about antiques.
Well, I'm considered a bit of a connoisseur, you know. Yes, that's ivory. Genuine Tuscany. A Matabele fly whisk. Obviously laid up for the winter.
Now, children, run along into the garden. Mr. Plant and I have something to discuss.
Oh,
All right?
pleasure.
Here, Joan.
What?
Many happy returns of the day.
Thank you.
Not at all, any time.
I meant for the wishes, fathead.
I'm going to speak perfectly frankly.
Yes?
When you came here, you expected to find something. Something not quite creditable to some of us.
Well, if you're trying to pass this off as genuine...
Here's £25. You're a man of the world. Don't discover too much.
Oh, no. Not too much.
That's all right, then. After all, you've probably had a bet or two yourself now and again.
Oh, yes, yes. 2 home and 1 away.
You won't tell my husband anything about that, will you?
Oh, no, 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 certainly not.
For heaven's sake, be very discreet.
Oh, I'll be discretion itself.
Oh, Arthur, this is Mr. Plant. Mr. Plant, this is an old friend of mine, Mr. Madderley.
Delighted.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must leave you for a moment.
Oh.
Don't bother.
Allow me.
Thank you. You'll ring for anything you want?
Oh, perfectly.
Can you count?
Yes?
Up to 50?
Yes, I think so.
See if we make that right. You won't give us away, will you?
Oh, no. Oh, no, certainly not.
Good. Is there anything you like?
Yes, I think I'd like a glass of malt liquor.
I'll ring down for one. Hello? Mr. Plant would like a glass of beer sent up to him.
Yes, sir. The visitor wants a glass of beer.
Shall I get it?
No, I'll see to it.
See you later, Mr. Plant.
Yes, I'll join you in the grounds when I've had my refreshment. Thank you, my man.
All right, sir?
Excellent. From the local?
How's trade, Tommy? Turner. So Shay's put you onto it too, has he? Perhaps he's told you more than he's told us.
Us?
Me and Sam.
Who's Sam?
The man who was working with him on the job, the footman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you can't smarm me. You came here to get them emeralds.
Those, my boy, those, not them.
Oh, come off it. Do you think we're going to stand by and see our work done in? Now look here. We didn't want you, but we'll take you in on this if you'll split 3 ways. You, me, and Sam.
Well, Alfred, are you back again?
Yes. Have you any objections?
I'll see you later.
One moment, my men. I think I'll have another glass of ale.
Come inside. I'd like a word with you. Well? When a gentleman asks you not to call at his house, it's pretty rotten manners to push yourself in where you're not wanted.
I am wanted.
Really?
Yes. By Joan.
I suppose that's your father's blood coming out.
That doesn't annoy me. Try something else.
Very impressive, Alfred. I feel almost inclined to give you some of my business.
We're rather particular who we accept as clients. You know, in a way, it's rather fun being even remotely connected with the bookmaking business.
Oh?
Yes. You hear such queer stories.
Then you better tell them to Lord Fandon. I'm sure he'd be delighted to listen to you.
The other day, I heard a very strange one. It concerned a fellow who was running someone else's horses in his own name and a bookmaking business in another name. He had a rich lady friend, and it was all very simple. She backed her own horses on his advice when they were neither fit nor fancied. Naturally, he'd introduced her to his bookmaker. She lost, inevitably, a great deal of money.
You're a liar!
What do you mean, Mr. Medley? It's a true story.
You can't prove it?
Oh, easily. Look up the register and see who's Birkby and Company. Have a look at their books and see how much this poor lady has lost. Go.
Arthur, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Elmer. This young pup insulted me.
Perhaps you'll tell Lady Fandon what I said that was so insulting.
I'll talk to you later on.
But I'll talk now. Lady Fandon, this man is Birkby and Company. Bookmakers. I've suggested to him that he's made a lot of money out of a too confiding lady client.
Arthur.
She trusted him with her horses, which was bad enough. But she also trusted him with her money, which was worse.
Wait a minute, Arthur. Jimmy, leave us a moment. I'll meet you in the garden.
I'm terribly sorry, Lady Fandon.
It's all right. Is this true?
Yes, in a way.
You are Birkby and Company?
Well, what of it? You had a fair run of your money?
I wonder if I did. Would you advise me so that Birkby would lose money? I'm beginning to see the whole thing now. What a blind fool I've been.
Well, it's no use making a fuss about it.
No. I'll tell Tanner to have a car ready for you in half an hour.
I'm not going.
You're leaving this house. I'm going to tell my husband everything.
Everything? All about everything? Be reasonable, my dear. You owe me a lot of money. That can be paid in a month, or 6 months, or, if you prefer it, not at all.
You know it'll be paid.
There's an alternative.
What do you mean?
I've an idea of settling down. I've got money. I want a wife. Joan.
You're mad.
She's very attractive. She's rich, or will be.
But she loves Jimmy.
And Jimmy loves her. So much the better.
But you can't
That youth needs a good lesson. And you're going to help me, Elmer.
I shall do nothing of the kind.
I think you will. We're both far too involved in a certain matter to afford to play the fool with each other. You're going to help me with Joan.
Tanner, what's that for?
Oh, I placed it for Mr. Plant, my lady. He seems to have dropped off.
Jimmy, I must have dozed. I so seldom take a glass of beer that it's inclined to make me somniferous.
Oh, don't get up.
Oh.
Have you been asleep long?
Well, I scarcely know. There was certainly nobody in the room when I last had cognizance.
You haven't seen Mrs. Lorraine yet?
Mrs. Lorraine?
Yes, the housekeeper, about your room.
Oh, no.
Oh, Joan, come and entertain Mr. Plant a little.
Oh, bless you, my lady, I don't need entertaining. A few objets d'art, a book of verse, and thou beside me in the wilderness.
Yes, do, Joan. Elmer and I have some business to discuss.
Oh, my lady.
I'll get your cigarette.
No, don't bother.
Oh.
No. I never touch cigarettes in Epiphany. Ah, a flower. How few realize the genesis of a flower. Have you ever considered, my dear, how a flower could come about? Almost human, but always beautiful. Perhaps a bird, carrying the seed in its flight, dropped it into the warm earth. Then, in the spring, a fresh green shoot. A cuckoo might have thought it was early asparagus and might have eaten it. But no. Thus, in the summer, a perfect bloom. Insects buzzing round. Drones come to sip its nectar, have their couple, and stagger home. No luck.
How amusing you are, Mr. Plant. And yet really quite sentimental.
So are you, my dear. You're going to be married.
How do you know?
My eyes, my optics. And you don't seem very happy about it.
I'm not. I'm worried about Jimmy. I love him terribly.
I know.
You? You've never been in love?
Oh, yes, I have. Even lobsters fall in love, you know. Hence prawns.
Tell me about her.
Well, her father didn't like me, and her father had a dog. You know, one of those peculiar offspring of a canine misalliance, which you don't often see at Crufts. Yes, I was a bad lad. Still, I'd have gone straight for her.
Did you go straight?
No, the dog wouldn't let me.
You're making a joke of it. But it wasn't a joke.
No.
What was her name?
Margaret. Millions of years ago, my dear, millions of years ago.
Tell me some more about it.
Nothing more to tell. She got married to somebody else, and that's all there is to it. Now, come on, my dear. We'll now go and find Jimmy. I know more about Jimmy than you think, you know.
How?
Aha.
I've been waiting for you, Harry.
Where is he?
He's in there.
What's he like?
Seems rather a nice old thing.
Is he? We'll soon see about that.
Harry, you mustn't let Elmer or this man Plant see that you're annoyed with him. Honestly, it'll be fatal if you do.
I know, but I don't want to be mixed up in a divorce scandal.
Well, I'm not exactly pining to appear again as a correspondent. That's all over.
Yes. I'm very, very angry with Elmer.
But you mustn't show it. If Elmer says this man is Mr. Plant from China, well, just let her think that she's deceived you, that's all.
All right.
Oh, I beg your pardon, my lord. I didn't know you were back.
Where's Mr. Plant?
I think he's in the garden, madam.
I say, Pauline, I must keep you out of this. I really must. I never thought Elmer was so deep. It's just awkward when he's got a grown-up daughter.
You won't concern yourself too much over me, will you?
Oh, dash it all, if Elmer hadn't gone to Madeira for a month, I wouldn't have gone to Cannes for a fortnight.
Harry, this is a surprise. I didn't expect you back so soon. You know your man's arrived.
My man?
Yes, the man who was coming to stay, Mr. Plant.
Oh, yes, of course, Mr. Plant.
You know him, naturally.
Well, I only just remember him.
Yes. A charming garden, charming. A delicious aggregation of greenhouses and conservatoires.
Oh, Mr. Plant, my husband's home earlier than I expected.
Hi, my lord.
Well, and how do you do, Plant?
Oh, I'm fairly well, thank you, fairly well.
How did you leave things in China?
Oh, brittle, my lord, very brittle.
Brittle?
Yes, breaking up fast. I cabled, don't you remember?
Oh, yes, to poor old what's his name?
Yes, of course. I remember I was strolling down the road one day.
He's dead, you know.
Is he?
Yes.
Really? Oh, how sad. Of course, he was at that little dinner we had just before I went to China.
Oh, yeah. Was he?
Or was it lunch?
Yes, of course.
Of course it was, yes, of course.
Yes.
Old B was there. Poor old B.
Poor old B.
What a B.
Where's your office in China, Mr. Plant?
Oh, by the pagoda. Opposite the raceworks. Behind the tea factory. That's right, isn't it, Ballard?
Oh, yes.
Ah, you're back, Harry. And back just in time, too. That fellow Elford's here again. I've told him to clear out.
You have, eh?
Father, please.
I think you ought to know, Madley, that I require no assistance in running my house. If there's any clearing out to be done, I'll do it.
Oh. You're back, sir?
Yes. Come here, young fellow.
Harry, don't be unreasonable.
Now, what the devil do you mean by it?
I'm terribly sorry, sir, but I had to come, that's all.
I told him that if he had the instincts of a gentleman...
The less you say about gentlemen, the better. You should stick to subject you understand.
Now, look here, Elford, I absolutely forbid you to...
You can forbid what you like, sir, but it won't make any difference. If you won't give me your consent to marry Joan, I shall marry her without it.
Will you? Lady Flandern will have something to say about that.
What a glorious country China is. By the way, my lord, did you ever meet my friend Birkby, the bookie? Lay hung Birkby. What a twister. What a price pincher. He used to lay 'em and stop 'em. Amusing, but expensive.
Yes, my dear Plant. Now, listen to me, Elford. I'm giving instructions to my servants not to admit you in future.
Jimmy!
And did you ever meet my friend Lord F? Oh, what a lad. What a gosse de village. Do you know, when he wasn't in Madeira, he was in Cannes.
Yes, of course, but...
And when he wasn't in Cannes, he was in trouble. Now, my boy, you mustn't take to heart all that Lord Fendon says. He's very kind, really, you know. And I mean, considering it's your birthday, I think it's just possible he might ask this young man to dine. Eh, Lord Fendon?
Father, would you?
Well, Oh, very well, then, if you want him.
Oh, you are a darling.
Splendid. Then we'll resume our promenade. Come on, Jimmy. We'll browse in the herbaceous border a bit.
I say, you know, it's most awfully good of you to help us.
Oh, not at all, my dear boy. We'll hope that things will all turn out for the best. Now, you run along and play. I wish to, ruminate.
Come on, Joan.
Oh, tell me, my man, what do you do with the old flower pots when the flowers die in the house?
Well, sir, we usually keep 'em over there.
Oh, yes. Most ingenious.
Now then, my lad, Sam and I are agreed that you've got to split 3 ways.
You're talking Greek, my man.
Oh, then this is English. Are you going to split or work on your own?
I don't understand what you mean.
Don't you? Then perhaps you'll understand this.
When I'm ready to give you any more, I'll ring for you.
car, Plant. Come and sit down.
Oh, thank you very much. You're very kind.
Well, I hope you're going to be comfortable here.
Oh, I'm sure I am. Though, of course, I mean after China one's...
Now listen to me. You're a man of the world.
Huh?
I'm a man of the world. See all. Hear all. Say nothing.
See all, hear all, take all, keep all.
Exactly.
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 And I don't want to hear any more about China.
I don't know any more.
No.
No.
A moment. How long are you staying?
Oh, for a long time.
No, till Saturday. Then make your report and clear out. If you go before, my wife will be suspicious and probably engage another man. Now listen. I want complete exoneration.
Perfectly.
You've been to Cannes?
It's my spiritual home.
And looked through the hotel registers?
Well, naturally one doesn't...
I thought so. But you haven't made your report yet.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Thank goodness. Well, what about a drink?
I'll have a double.
I don't mind telling you, you've given me the worst 5 minutes I've ever had in my life. And I don't want another. I suppose you think I'm a bit of a humbug, eh?
My lord, it is not for me to sit in judgment on my fellow men. To know all is to forgive all.
It was a stupid act of folly on my part. Madness. There's no other word for it.
Oh, there are lots of other words for it. But what does it matter?
Here's to a pleasant end of your investigations.
Feng Hu?
Ah, he's too much for me.
And for me.
Besides, he might give us away.
Yes.
We'll clear out, wait for him outside, and then we'll make him split.
By Jove, I wish you could have found that necklace.
So do I.
I only bought it a month before at Cartier's.
Carter's? Oh, yes, I know the firm. By the way, what's happened to Patterson? He often used to call on me. I say, that's rather a nice piece.
Oh, that? That's a real piece of china of the Ming period.
Yes.
You've heard of Ming?
Oh, yes, of course, the tenor. Ming, 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 Ming.
He was the founder of a dynasty. There are only 2 bowls like that in the world. The other's in here somewhere. Where the devil is it?
Another bowl?
Yes, it's always been in this room. Extremely valuable. What on earth have they done with it?
Are you looking for something?
That other Ming bowl.
Why, isn't it here?
No.
Now I come to think of it, I haven't seen it for ages. I'll ring and ask.
It must be here somewhere. I wouldn't lose it for a fortune.
What are you looking for?
The other Ming bowl, dear.
Oh, I know where that is. You mean the one with the little tree in it?
Yes, the one that's still on that pedestal down there.
Yes, and you said it wasn't safe there and we moved it weeks ago. It's here.
Of course. I remember now. Gave me quite a fright.
Oh!
So that's where it's been.
Yes, indeed. What a perfect match. What a unique specimen.
You rang, milady?
Tommy!
Margaret.
Oh.
Really, my dear Plant.
Oh, my lord, I'm very sorry, but
Yeah, wait a minute.
Good Lord, look. The necklace.
The emerald necklace.
How marvelous. Arthur!
By gad, that's lucky.
Just a minute, my lord. I am sorry to disappoint you, but these are not your emeralds.
Oh, but they are. I know perfectly well.
They may look like them, but they are not. They are fakes.
Milady, that night, Mr. Madeley.
What's the matter? What is this?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me any more.
Arthur, I don't know how I ever got through that dinner. It was just like sitting on a volcano. It was awful, terrible.
Keep your nerve, Elmer.
What's the use of saying that? Can't you realize the game's up? Mrs. Lorraine saw us that night changing the necklaces.
Are you certain that's what she meant?
Of course that's what she meant. Arthur, where is it?
Where's what?
The necklace, the real one. I gave it you to pawn until my luck changed. Then I could have redeemed it and nobody would have been any the wiser.
My dear girl, how on earth could I attempt to pawn it when the police had published a description?
Well, I want it.
It's in town.
I don't believe that. It's in this house. You wouldn't have dared let it out of your hands. I must have it.
What good would it do you if you got it? For heaven's sake, be reasonable, Elmer.
I want it.
And what about the money you owe?
To Birkby's. To you.
I don't care who you owe it to. It's got to be paid.
Well, Harry'll pay.
Is he going to believe that our relationship is purely sporting?
I don't care what he believes. Arthur, where's the necklace? I must have it.
I tell you, it's in town.
Oh, never mind. She's probably in here.
And there's your husband. I'm going to make myself scarce. Try and find out how much he guesses.
I'll find her. Ah, there you are. Well, my dear, what do you make of it? I'm racking my brains about those fakes. How they were changed for the real ones, heaven knows.
Were they changed?
Of course they were. I put the real emeralds in that safe immediately after the hunt ball. That was on Thursday, about 4 o'clock in the morning. That night, as you know, the burglars came. It's pretty clear to me what happened. The necklace we found was the necklace taken from the safe by the man the police caught, O'Shea.
It doesn't seem possible.
Maybe not to you, but to me, very possible indeed.
You mean somebody substituted the imitation necklace for the real one before the burglary?
That's my theory.
It sounds rather fantastic to me. What does Mr. Plant think?
I only had a word with him, and what do you think he said? He said, would you forgive your wife gambling? But I cut him short. I said, my dear fellow, my wife doesn't gamble.
You said that?
What else could I say? I couldn't tell him that I knew about your horses and the fact that Madeline had been robbing you, could I?
Harry, you knew all this?
I've known it for a long time. But I don't blame you. It's in your blood.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, my dear. I haven't always been virtuous myself, if it comes to that. Come along.
Here, we ain't going without taking a little souvenir, are we?
You bet we're not.
Tommy, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Yes, with all that money. What have you been up to?
Nothing.
Then why were you so startled when you first saw me?
Well, I wasn't half as startled as you were when I found those fake emeralds. What made you behave like that?
Because I saw Lady Fandon and Mr. Madderley at that safe not 2 hours before the burglary was committed.
What?
I'm sure Mr. Madderley substituted the fake for the real ones and that Lady Fandon knows all about it.
But if those jewels were...
Tommy, it's upset me. I must go. I can't stay any longer in this house. Now, knowing what I do...
Yes, but you might give me some...
I can't talk about it. Not at all sure. I haven't said too much already.
Not to me. You haven't said half enough.
All I'm going to. Now, let's talk about you, Tommy. What are you doing here?
Oh, me? Well, I just came in, had a look round, and they asked me to stay, and here I am.
Are you rich now?
Rich? I should think I am. I'm so rich that I could... No, I'm not. I'm still battling along, my dear. The same old battle. And it's not as easy as it used to be. People are getting wiser.
You're still doing the same thing.
Oh, no, 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 my dear. I've been on the wagon of virtue ever since, Well, I suppose I am. It's hard to change, you know. I've tried everything.
You've not been in that dreadful place again. Not in prison.
Oh, no, 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 my dear. Of course not. Well, perhaps they did put me in once or twice. But I was innocent. Oh, yes, I was innocent. Only I had bad luck. Oh, what's the use? I know I'm a drifter. I'm like an old barge on a tide. Spurs on, sideways on. No rudder and no compass.
Oh, Tommy.
Oh, well, happy days ahead, my dear. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a little place in the country. You know the sort of thing, a little fishing, a little golfing. I might even buy a hound or two and start a hunt. Anyway, I'll start something. That's the trouble. I'm always starting something and somebody else is always finishing it for me.
Poor old Tommy.
No. I don't want you to be sorry for me. Can't stand it. I've made my little bed and I'm going to lie on it. It's hard and it's knobbly, but I'm wearing it down to my shape.
But still you haven't told me what you're doing here.
Oh, nothing wrong. I came here for what I could find, I'll tell you that. But they mistook me for somebody else. And if it comes to that, what are you doing here? I thought you married well.
I did. But when he died, I had to work. I've been happier working.
Margaret, if I could go straight, even now, would it make any difference? It would? I could do it, Margaret. I know I could. If only I had somebody to work for. Oh, God, that'd be wonderful. Wonderful. I could do it.
Could you, Tommy? Could you? Where would you start?
I've got money. Lots of it. Look.
Yours?
Yes, give them to me.
Tommy, I'd love to help you. To make life smoother for you. Give you rudder and compass. But you've got to start fair. Fly your own flag. No contraband.
Take 'em. Yeah, what's up? We aren't doing anything.
What do you got in that bag? Just a few bits of tin?
Not bad tin either.
Yes, we were taking them to have them mended.
Oh, yes?
Why don't you go after bigger game? The lad, he's inside there.
What?
Yes, he's after the emeralds.
The lad, you mean that?
Go after him and let us go. We've done no harm.
I'll talk to you at the station. Take him away.
The real ones. Blimey.
What's the game, Tommy? Forgive me, my lord.
Who the devil are you?
Inspector Martin, CID. And this is the lad, a larcenist with 3 convictions against him.
What?
I'll bet he wandered in here looking around for what he could find. What money have you got? Come on, let's have a look. Gosh, what a haul.
Do you mean to tell me that this man's a jailbirder, a felon?
All that, my lord, and more. I'm going to arrest him on a charge...
Mo. Are you going to allow this, my lord, to someone under your own roof? Are you quite sure you want me to be taken to the station? They'll probably make me talk there, you know. And when I talk, I talk.
We'll make you talk, all right.
Just a minute, Inspector. There must be some mistake. This gentleman is here by my invitation.
Yes. Come all the way from China.
Exactly.
Exactly.
China, rubbish. He's just come out
That'll
of...
do, my man.
Well, what about this money?
Well, that...
As a matter of fact, I...
Paid by myself, Inspector. Paid by myself. For
Services rendered.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, and you're not going to charge him?
No, definitely no. I'm very much obliged to you for all the trouble you've taken, but there's been a mistake.
Mistake?
Yes.
Then I presume you want me to say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye. Thank you, my lord. Now I think I can do you a good turn. You want the best emeralds? We have them. Did I startle you, Mr. Medley?
Not at all.
No fig about these, my lord.
By Jove, no.
But, Mr. Plant, how on earth did you...
Don't ask me any questions, my lady. I mean to say, if we start asking questions, good Lord, where should we be? I mean, almost any of us might find it difficult to answer certain questions. Eh, my lord?
Well, I...
Even you, Mrs. Grant, might not find it too easy either.
I don't understand you.
And as for Mr. Medley, if he weren't leaving your house at once, my lord, I'd say something.
What do you mean?
Yes, Harry. Arthur was going before dinner. And the car's still available.
I see.
Perhaps you could give me a lift to the station.
Certainly.
Goodbye, Harry.
Goodbye. My Dad Plant, you're a wise old bird. I'm not going to lose sight of you. And you're not going to lose by what you've done.
Thank you, my lord. Off we the same, my lady. You're not going?
Yes. I've left them a note.
Alone? Must you be alone? I mean, I got money.
But money you can't take, Tommy. It was given you because they thought you were somebody else. Isn't that true?
Oh, yes, I suppose it is in a manner of speaking, but
I'm very fond of you, Tommy. But I should want you to be the man you can be. That isn't Mr. Plant.
You mean I oughtn't to take these?
Of course not.
Oh.
200? Oh, he'll be pleased with that. And I think he's rather a dear.
What a perfect night.
Yes, a good omen.
Quite.